Hello everyone. Welcome to your physics class of class 8. I hope you all will be fine. Students, in my previous video, I explained to you moment of force and also the units of moment of force. And I told you to read this. I hope you all have read it. So today in this video, I will explain you pressure. But before starting pressure, we will see what is thrust. Thrust, a force can be applied on a surface in any direction. Means we can apply force on a surface in any direction. But if the force is applied on a surface in a direction normal or perpendicular to the surface, the force is called thrust. Means if we apply a force on a surface in perpendicular direction, or we can say normal to the surface, so that type of force is known as thrust. Thus, force acting normally on a surface is called thrust. Okay. So what is thrust? Thrust is a force acting normally on a surface. When a body when placed on a surface exerts a thrust on the surface equal to its own weight. Means when a body is placed on a surface, it exerts thrust on the surface equal to its own weight. Suppose means this body will exert the thrust on this surface equal to its own weight. Okay. The unit of thrust is same as that of the weight or force. Thus, the unit of thrust are kilogram force, gram force, and Newton. And these are the relationship between these three units. That is 1 kgf is equals to 1000 gram force, 1 kilogram force is equals to 10 Newton, and 1 Newton is equals to 100 gram force. Then the effect of thrust. What are the effects of thrust? Means when a thrust is applied on a surface, what are its effect? The effect of thrust depends on the area of the surface on which it acts. Means the thrust depends on the area of the surface on which it acts. Smaller the area of the surface on which the thrust acts, and larger is its effect. But if the effect of thrust is less on a larger area, means if the surface has large area, then the thrust will be less. But if the area on which the thrust act is smaller, then the thrust will be larger. Okay. Then examples you can see here. Example number 1. If you stand on loose sand, your feet sink deeply into the sand. Means if you stand on a loose sand, then what will happen? Your feet will sink into the sand. But when you lie on sand, your body does not sink much into the sand. But if you lie down on sand, loose sand, your body will not sink much as compared to when you were standing. Your body will not sink much into the sand. In both the cases, the force exerted on the sand is same. In both the cases, when you are standing or while you are lying down, in both the cases, the thrust exerted on the sand is same. Why it is same? Because I already told you here that thrust exerted on a surface is equal to its own weight. So the weight of this man in both the cases are equal, but while he was standing on a sand, his thrust act on a smaller area, but while he is lying on the sand, the thrust acts on the larger area. Therefore, the effects of in both the cases are different. In this case, when he was standing, the thrust exerted is more, but when he is lying down, the effect of thrust is less. Okay. The reason is that when you stand, the thrust acts on a smaller area, so you sink more in the sand. And when you lie down, the same thrust acts on a larger area, so you sink less in the sand. Understood all of you? This is the first example of the effect of thrust. Now second example you can see here is of hammer and a nail. If you hammer a nail holding it with the flat end, you can see here in this picture, flattened end resting on a wooden block, and if you find it difficult to get the nail into the block. Now if you hit the hammer on this side of the nail and the flattened end it's towards the wooden block, so it will be difficult for you to drive the nail into the wood. But if you hammer the nail holding its sharp and end resting on the block, means here the sharp end is in contact with the block, and if you now hit the hammer on this nail, the nail penetrates into the block easily. The reason is that when thrust acts on a flattened end, the effect of thrust is small. Okay, but the same thrust acts on the sharp end of the effect, the thrust is more, because area of contact here is less and the area of contact here is area of surface on which the thrust acts is more as compared to the area on which the thrust acts in this case. Means here it is pointed end, here it is flattened end. Okay, so the effect of force is less as compared to this one. Okay, in first case the effect of force is less, effect of thrust is less as compared to the second one. The effect of thrust is expressed in terms of a quantity called pressure. Now the effect of thrust is expressed in terms of a quantity called pressure. More the effect on a given thrust on a surface, means more the effect of a given thrust on a surface, we can say that the thrust exert more pressure on the surface. In this case, the effect of thrust is more on the surface. Therefore, this nail applies more pressure on the wooden block and therefore it drives into the wood. But when if less is the effect of thrust on a surface, as in this case A, in this figure, if less is the effect of thrust on a surface, we say that the thrust exert a less pressure on the surface. So in this case, the effect of thrust is less, therefore less pressure is exerted on the wooden block and therefore it is difficult for us to drive the nail into the wood from its flattened end. Okay, so these are the effects of thrust. Now from here what we understood, what is pressure? So what is pressure? Pressure is defined as the thrust per unit area, means how much thrust act per unit area, that is known as pressure. Okay, so the formula for pressure is equals to thrust upon area. It is denoted by letter P. If a thrust F acts on an area A, then the pressure P is equals to F upon A, because thrust is also a type of pressure, force only. Okay, so thrust is what? It is a force that acts on a surface in a direction normal to the surface, that is thrust. So we can write thrust as F and area is A. So the formula of pressure will be P is equals to F upon A. I hope you all must have understood what is thrust and what is pressure. So now what you have to do, you have to read this portion of the lesson that I taught you today, and we will continue our lesson in our next video. Okay, thank you.